Hey friends. So I thought I'd do something a little different than I normally do. Sitting out here in this beautiful space at this gorgeous Airbnb. We're in Rock Springs. We are in Arkansas in Hot Springs, and we just finished doing some mining of crystals. My hands are still a little stained, but not too bad. And so we're here on this family vacation, and it's been really good. And I don't have time to film a tutorial for you guys for YouTube, but I thought that we could just have a conversation because I've been thinking a lot about this word failure. And I don't know if that's something that as an artist, whether you've been doing this for a long time or not, if you feel like that's something that you connect with, like that you deal with, that you struggle with. I'm sure you do because you're human, but it's something that's been kind of just like really eating at me. And I thought that we could just kind of chat about what that means. I'm curious about your thoughts too. So as you're hearing stuff, let me know in the comments if you resonate or if you have some insight. So anyway, what does failure mean? So failure is, I don't have the dictionary definition, but in my head, this idea of failure is that you have failed at something that you set out to do. This morning I failed at using a knife properly, and so I have a cut on my finger. And I don't think there's anything good that happened out of this. This really was frustrating when I was trying to mine crystals with my kids and my husband because it was getting in the way. I don't think it served a purpose to get the cut. Will my finger be stronger because of it? Maybe. But it's just a little example of sometimes failures don't serve us. But I also think that they do many other times. And so I've just been sort of having this thing start to just bounce into my brain lately. And so just to kind of go over my story, you might have heard my story before with this whole art world. 5 years ago, I started painting with watercolor, and I discovered it through a friend who was teaching us, and that was during the pandemic. I just thought, this is something that I have always needed to do and I never knew it. And it gave me this sense of purpose. I dove into all these tutorials from like Jenna Rainey and Christy Rice and Emma LaFave and Ellen Creamy Trent. And I even was dabbling with Sarah Burns with gouache just for fun. But I was obsessed, and it got me through this stint of depression and anxiety where I had this thing for myself. And I painted so many disasters, so many flops, but I kept learning. But I did discover that I had this anxiety that kept just like honing in on me and really sucking the joy out of the experience. And so that's something that I hone in on as a therapist. If you didn't know, I'm a therapist as well. Trying to let go of that perfectionism and just trying to create art, enjoying the process, not just the end result. That's sort of my little mantra, letting go of perfectionism. Side note, I have my daughter here, right here. She's outside of what you can see, but she is here supporting me silently. She also has the matching hair buns today. But just really trying to figure out like how to make art work for me in a way that was that self-care that I needed. And so that's what I try to do with everyone else who is following along with my painting, with my classes and all that, to help you guys let go of that fear, that anxiety of creating something ugly, wasting your supplies. And I think a big piece of it is we don't value ourselves. So how does this all fit into failure? So anyway, I've tried a lot of things and I'm hoping that some of the story can help somebody else, but I've tried a lot of things. So I was like, okay, we're going to just post on Instagram. And side note, I'm not looking at the green dot, which is right there. I'm looking at what I feel is like you guys or myself, I guess, because if I talk to the green dot, it's weird. But if I kind of talk to myself, not so weird. I don't know. Maybe it looks like I'm just looking off into the distance. So this whole concept of failure, of trying to be really good at something, right? I feel like I've dove in so many ways. I was posting on Instagram. I wanted to go viral. I really, really did. TikTok and Instagram. And I actually think 3.5 years ago decided to start posting on there. Just posted whatever. It wasn't the best stuff in the world. I was just trying to teach people something that I knew. And I posted 3 videos a day, 6 days a week. I took Saturday off. That's my Sabbath day of rest, my church day, my family day. And the other days I was just like, go, go, go. Let's get this done. And so 8 months later in October, I went viral. And it was so funny because I had a video that it was in watercolor, but it wasn't the niche-y thing. It wasn't like specifically flowers, which is kind of what my channels are known for. And that has like a little side effect of the viral piece, but I went viral. Like I posted a video to Instagram, to YouTube, and to TikTok. These 3 places, these reels, and it went viral instantly on TikTok. It was just like boom, boom, boom. Hundreds of views, then thousands, and then hundreds of thousands, and it kept growing over time, and I kept watching it, and I was just like, oh my goodness. I think it got to 4 million views. I don't exactly remember. And then Instagram, YouTube, nothing for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, boom, those took off. Also, I have some pit stains. Just gonna like put it out there so that you're not thinking about it. And if you weren't thinking about it, now you are. Anyway, just to, you know, keep myself from feeling weird about it. Anywho, so that all happened, and that on Instagram, I got like 100,000 followers over some weeks time, maybe a month or 2, I can't remember, but it was a lot of weeks and just kept going, and I don't know why. And that was awesome. That's what I wanted, right? So I was like, big success. But then something I noticed over time was that engagement kind of slowed down, because here's the thing. If you go viral for something that is not your exact thing, this is my experience, I might be wrong, but for me, you get a bunch of people that see that one video and they follow you for that kind of stuff, but then they see that your other videos are not what they followed you for. They're gonna stop liking, and if you don't get as many likes, then you don't get as many views, then you don't get as much exposure, the engagement isn't there, and after a while, those followers, they're not seeing your stuff because they're not interested in that stuff. So that's something that I've kind of dealt with, which is fine. I'm not complaining. I've got a lovely following. I appreciate all of you guys. But it kind of really, oh, you're just opening something up there. Oh, I can see her. I see you on the side. And so it sort of like, it kind of slowed everything down, so much so. And it's been a struggle to kind of like, so that felt like a failure, right? I started Etsy and trying to sell my paintings. I thought this would be great. Didn't really sell a lot. And I didn't realize that, well, you kind of have to have a strong following of people that want to buy your stuff for that to really work. So I stopped doing Etsy, I don't know, a year and a half into it. I went hard on Patreon and trying to grow that. And I still have a Patreon, but I don't post anything. It's just like a library of information that you can kind of utilize if you would like. And for a very minimal amount of money. I tried Skillshare as well, and I'm still on there, but just, you know, seeing like momentum and then seeing like, which in our heads, we as artists, so I don't know if any of this is resonating. Please let me know in comments if you're feeling like this too, or you have felt like this. And maybe I'm just being silly, but we're not done. We keep going with this, right? Because in my head, I thought, well, I really, really, really need this to happen. So I'm a therapist and I see clients as well. And I enjoy that, but I don't want to do it full time. Is it raining outside? It's raining, I think, but it's not where we're at because we have a roof, but we're still outside. Beautiful. And so, what was I saying? Anyway, I've tried a lot of things. And, you know, trying to look for success, trying to look for the next best thing. And then when it doesn't get to the success, like wanting to bail and wanting to do something different. So I started YouTube probably 2.5 years ago, and that was a whole thing. I was really enjoying it, but posting so many videos, way too many videos. And that was exhausting. Hi.
It's not raining.
It's not raining. What is it doing out there? Is it misting? I see drippies. Do you want to come say hi? I have this place right here for you if you'd like. So I just felt very much like I needed to do a certain thing. For me, it was like, okay, numbers. And then I wanted to do, what else did I do? I did YouTube, doing way too many videos, getting very stressed out about it, but enjoying it, right? Still keeping it up to this day, but not seeing that momentum that I wanted to see. Not really making any money with YouTube. And then, you know, engagement across social media is still being kind of frustrating. And so just trying to figure it all out and figure out where are my values, what am I trying to do, what's most important to me, to get my foot in the door, continue to have it in the door in this art world. And so there were so many ups and downs of things and ebbing and flowing where I would say success or failure. Success, failure. And then if I was in failure mode, just trying to bail and try something different. What other things have I tried? So I actually started doing my own courses in 2023, so in December, and that's been really fun and really awesome and interesting. Being able to have my courses and distribute them through the company that I work with. And we've had some really good success. And then this last week, I feel like things went fairly well. However, it was very slow, and that was very scary and disconcerting. Like, oh no, once again, things aren't going well. Is this a success or is this going to be a failure? And things have turned out pretty well in the end, but it still wasn't what I was hoping, what I projected, what I was wanting it to be. My brain went to failure mode of like, oh, guess this didn't work out. And I start to analyze and think, why is this so important to me? You know, I've got all these things, these plates that I'm spinning. I actually cut down on one of my therapy days to do more of this and teaching free classes online, but I also need to be able to pay the bills. And so my brain is like success or failure. You know, I have an art retreat in Italy this year. It's totally full, except one spot. Actually, there's one spot. But in January or February, in my head, I had very few people that had signed up already. I was ready to bail. Once again, I was like, you know what? I think we just need to cancel this retreat. I don't think people are going to sign up. In the end, we've got 15 or 16 of us going, which is amazing. But I wanted to bail because I thought it wasn't working out. Last year, we had a full retreat. I need to remind myself to slow down. So I don't know if you're hearing any themes that are helpful to you or resonating with you, but this is where my brain goes. And I have an art retreat in France, and we'll be doing that in May. We just started advertising last month for it, but it has been kind of slow of getting people to sign up. And my brain, again, is this something I'm supposed to be doing? And I need to remind myself to slow down, to just wait, and things will happen if they're supposed to. So that's what I'm trying to tell you today. Is everything that I've done for the last 3.5 years business-wise, has that been a failure? What have I learned? And I'm reminding myself today because my brain is very much willing to tell myself, oh, you haven't done a good job. Oh, you're not the place you need to be. Oh, you should have this many followers. Oh, you should have sold this much. Oh, you should be financially in this space or that or whatever. So I guess today's video is A, to help you know what's happening in my brain. And maybe it can be something that's encouraging and you can relate to. And B, to like slap myself in the face, just to be like, just chill. It's all good. I know a lot of times I'll tell my clients, okay, you're having a very difficult moment right now, or maybe this year or this month. I want you to zoom out and look at the timeline of your life. Do you feel like this moment or this year in time is a lot when you compare it to all the moments in all of time that you will have on this earth? It's something to think about. It really gives you a perspective of like, you know what, this too shall pass, get through it. The other part is, again, if you are a beginning artist or you've been doing this for a while or whatever, and you're feeling frustrated, there may be a time where that frustration goes away and you're feeling like 100% success, this is great. But then you have to remember that there will be those ebbs, and the ebbs are the ebbs down, right? And the flows. Flows are good, ebbs are bad. Ebbs and flows, either way, where it's not going to always be easy and stress-free and not feeling like a failure. So the other part is, what can we learn from our failures? Have you ever had any failures and you felt like you learned from something? No. Okay, you've never had a failure? That's great. So glad for you. All right. So anyway, just something to think about. What can you learn from the experience? If I go back over time, and I haven't been teaching online for very long, 3.5 years is not a long time. I've been in the watercolor world for about 5 years, and therapy for about 14. But what can I learn from my experience? What can I learn from the ebbs and flows? Let me know in the comments if you have any advice for me or for someone else or for yourself, what you've learned in the ebbs and flows and what keeps you going. I could blab all day about this, but I feel like I'm getting to a point where I probably have nothing else to say about this. But I'm so glad that, I don't know, that you're listening, you're showing up for it. I'm trying to show up for this and to figure it all out. So I have to just think about slowing down and reminding myself it's day to day. What am I doing towards my goal? What are your goals? Is my goal to do less therapy and more art? Is my goal to have 50-50? Is my goal to be totally successful in every single thing? Is my goal to pay my bills and that's it? What are your goals? And I think for me, a big thing is it brings me joy to hear from you guys on when you feel inspired, when you paint something, when you enjoy things. It makes me happy. It makes me very excited. And I want to say too, if you're wanting to keep up with classes and everything from me, I'll be starting my free classes again. So look out for that on social media. We're changing it up a bit. We're going to be doing a little bit more expressiveness, more color, more mixed media within the watercolor, just to express ourselves and the feelings and the emotions that we're feeling. Yes. I mean, that's accurate. And using it in a way to enjoy the art process as well as to the colors and the marks on the paper, that those things bring us joy and happiness. Not just the end result, but that process of kind of speeding up, doing very loose watercolor and creations, but then expressing those feelings through the art and kind of processing through it. Self-expression, and introspection. What can we learn about ourselves? So anyway, do you have any advice that you could give someone? She's an artist. She draws. She paints sometimes, but mostly draws. Do you ever get scared and worried about what? You don't get worried and scared about what you paint? No. And you draw? No. She says no. How come? And that's a kid for you. They don't think about it. They just do. And so maybe that's what we can start to do more. Let's leave it at that. Let's be more playful. Let's be more hands-on and enjoy and not worry, because it's just art and we can throw it away. We can start over. We can buy more paper and it's going to be okay. All right, you guys.
It's 12 minutes.
Yeah, this is way too long. We're done. We're done.
No, it's 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's just this last video. I've been talking a lot, right?
I'm gonna do.
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap, I think. We have talked a lot about all this stuff. If you haven't liked the video, please hit it. Share the video if you find it to be inspirational. I hope and pray that you find happiness in the art that you create and you stop feeling like things are a failure, but everything is a learning experience for you to grow and all those things and everything every day. Happy painting. Whoa.
Man, no,
Happy painting.
Oh, no.
What are you trying to do? Happy painting and happy mental health to you guys.